Mark's on line 4. Hello.
Alright, mate.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm ringing up for advice more than anything. I've been fat all my life, and I've been bullied all the way through school. I'm on antidepressants now and everything. And I just don't know what to do. I've tried diets and everything, and I don't think it's fair calling us fatties.
How old are you?
I'm 19 now, mate.
I was in exactly the same situation you were, and I'll tell you what I did. I went on the Atkins diet, which is very controversial, but it works. And then I went to the gym and kept it off that way. Do you want to get that? Ask them why they aren't listening to the lunchtime phone-in.
Go on, mate.
How big are you?
I'm 24 stone now, mate.
Are you winding me up, or are you really 20?
No, mate, I swear to you.
What job do you do?
I ain't got a job now. I can't get a job. I don't think it's doing my weight, to be honest with you.
Well, what you need to do is lose all your weight and then go to the gym and tone up, and you will have better persona about you, you will have better self-esteem, and you'll have some dignity and respect for yourself, because it is horrible to go through life where people are laughing at you and pointing at you, and it's getting worse and worse. And the only person who can help you is you. Diets don't work. It's a multi-billion-pound industry that doesn't work. But what you can do is go to the gym and keep it off. You need to lower your intake of food and up your exercise. That's the only way you will ever lose weight.
Yeah.
What exercise do you do?
Nothing really.
Well, I mean, for a start, if you're out of work, you've got time on your hands, why don't you go for a jog this afternoon of just 10 or 15 minutes, as far as you can, and come back?
I got bad knees.
Because you're so fat, that's the reason you've got bad knees. If you lost the weight, you wouldn't have bad knees.
Yeah, but I can't run if I've got bad knees, can I?
Well, walk. Go and do a steady walk.
I do walk.
Where?
To shop and bike. That's about it.
Yeah, to get yourself a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
What you need to do is do proper exercise. Go and walk for an hour. And if you can't manage that, 10 minutes, and then 12 minutes, and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Because nobody can do this for you. You've got to take responsibility. You're 19, you're old enough to know better. And you must be eating way too much if you're that size. What do you eat for your breakfast?
I don't have breakfast.
Well, all right, then. Well, you should do breakfast, because that is your best meal of the day. That will set you up. What do you have for your lunch?
Chips. But probably most of the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you take my point. I don't need to say any more, do I? What do you have for your evening meal?
Whatever I get when I cook.
I mean, you have the personality of a root vegetable. This is clearly affecting your life. How often do you smile?
Not very often.
Why? Because people laugh at you?
Yeah.
So why can't you find that inside you to be the catalyst to say, screw you all, I'm going to lose the weight, I'm going to look more attractive, and I'm going to get on with my life?
Yeah.
Nobody can do this for you, and it's no good looking at diets or anywhere else. You need to lower the amount of food you eat and up your exercise, and the Atkins diet is a radical way of losing weight, and the idea behind it is you cut out all carbohydrates, all bread, pasta and potatoes, and you'll be amazed how it will drop off.
Yeah.
And if you're 24 stone, you can lose 10 stone easily. Easily lose 10 stone.
Yeah, but
there's no good sneaking away to the shop to get yourself a chocolate bar. You've got to be honest to yourself. If you're just going to lie to yourself, there's no point doing it. And you sound like a miserable character. And it's sad, because your life is worth more than that. And you're allowing your weight to control your life. Are you listening to a single word I say? Because you seem totally distracted and uninterested in what I'm saying.
No, I am, mate. I've heard it all before.
Well, why don't you do something about it and get off your big fat backside and go and do some exercise?
It's harder than you think.
It's not harder than I think. I've done it. I was nearly 20 stone.
I've been told Atkins diet shit, anyway.
You do not need to use that language, and I'm at the point where I'm going to cut you off. You know, the problem with society today is that nobody takes control of themselves. They look everywhere other than themselves to blame someone. And if you're 24 stone and sat there whinging to me, I will help you. But he isn't going to listen to a word I've said. I just know it. In years of doing this show, around the world, listening to people like him, he is so pathetic, he will not listen to a word I've said. Because again, he's so far up his own backside, he couldn't care less. And he's never going to do it. I've totally wasted my time on the programme. And what a waste of a life. What a total waste of a life to be laughed and mocked all your life. Have some dignity and self-respect. It is hard. Life is hard. But for God's sake, do something about it. Don't come on here whinging to me. I'll advise you, but he isn't going to do anything about it. I just know it. What a shame. I don't know why I bother. Pete's on line 5. Hello, Pete.
Hello there, Alex.
Go on.
Alex, you've just been talking to a guy about this obesity problem, and I feel you're a bit out of order, to be honest with you, because you're advising a bloke to go on a diet, and you know nothing about this guy.
I know he's 24 stone.
Just hear me out first, Alex. You already said it was controversial diet anyway, but you're telling somebody to go on a diet, and you don't know the guy's medical history or anything.
Well, the medical history is really neither here nor there. I mean, all right, go and see... Hang on a second. All right, let me say, if you so think... Go and see your doctor before you do a diet. But the point, the reason... Hang on, this guy... Hang on, Pete. Listen, this guy had the personality of a root vegetable. So low self-esteem, it was embarrassing. And the reason is because he's fat. And the only way that will change is if he loses weight. Yes, go and consult a doctor first, fine, if you think that's the way forward.
How you put your point of view over to this guy? You told him to, go on the Atkins diet. It was a controversial...
He asked me how to do it, and I told him how I lost all my weight.
Sorry?
I told him how I lost my weight, and it worked for me.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is how you play back what you just said to him.
I will stand by everything I've just said.
Well, what I'm saying is...
Why are you having a go at me for trying to save people's lives? Why are you trying to have a go at me for saving people's lives?
Look, that's not the issue. The
yes,
issue
it is the issue.
You were giving somebody some advice, if you like, over the radio to go and get themselves on a diet. What happens if that guy's got some other underlying problem?
For God's sake, I'm trying to help him, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm sure you are, Alec, but I'm sorry, on this occasion you've come over wrongly by advising somebody on a medical thing.
You are one person that's called in to say I'm wrong.
On this diet now,
Pete, you are the only person that has called in to say I am wrong.
Well, I didn't say you're wrong about people going on diets. You told him to go on a specific diet. You advised him because it worked for you.
He isn't ill. He's just a fatty that's got low self-esteem. It's blatantly obvious.
Yeah, but
all right, go and see a doctor.
Know nothing about this guy's medical sort of history. Right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, everything he told me, I listened to.
In that way. As far as losing weight, I could not agree with you more.
Thank you for agreeing with me. How kind of you. Matt's on line 2. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Go on, mate.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
Pete wants to calm down and needs a massage. Hello?
Yes, make your point.
Yeah, about these people overweight. I've seen some sort of news about they want everybody's getting obese and they want to get them in and get this inflatable balloon put into their stomach. It's going to cost $2,000.
I heard it. Sharon Osbourne did that. And it worked for her. She looks fabulous.
And they reckon if they don't do it, instead of it costing like $26 million to sort everybody out now.
I'll tell you this, mate. I'll tell you, Matt.
To sort them out in future.
If I could afford this balloon in my stomach, I would do it tomorrow, because being fat is the bane of my life. And I have to go to the gym to keep slim. I mean, I'm overweight anyway. I mean, I'm not massively overweight. I'm under 14 stone, but I'm still technically overweight, according to doctors. And it's the bane of my life. And if I could have some kind of tablet or something in me to stop me getting fatter, I'd do it tomorrow if I could afford it. And I can't, and that's the problem. But if you eat less and you exercise more, you will lose weight. Matt, thank you very much for your call. Let's go to line 3. We've got Ryan on the line. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, mate.
I've just watched you listen to your show for the past 2 weeks. I'm in the media industry myself. I just want to say you're doing a great job. I think it's really interesting what you come up with. But the thing is, there's an old saying, people hear what they want to hear and they disregard the rest.
If you're in the media, why didn't you know that you got to turn your radio off for me to hear you correctly? I can't really hear you. Turn it down for me, mate.
I'm not in your sort of media. I'm a muppet that left it turn on. People just hear what they want to hear, don't they? And wasting the time with you, really.
Am I wrong in what I'm saying?
No, I think you're correct. I think you're fully correct. The trouble is with him, if he perhaps got a job, he'd lose some weight as well, because he'd have to be working, wouldn't he?
You see, I'm turning into psychologist Belfield on here, and the problem is, you see, it's a vicious circle. He's fat and he's overweight, so people bully him. People bully him, so he eats more, so he gets fatter and fatter and fatter. He's so fat he can't do a job that he ends up with lower self-esteem, so he eats more. And it's never going to get himself out of this unless he loses weight. And this isn't just about him, it's about everybody who's overweight. It drives you insane, and you get down and down and down, and all you do is eat more, which is even worse.
He said with his own words that his biggest trick was to get a Mars bar. He can't do nothing with that sort of people, mate.
Ryan, thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it. Nice to talk to you. Ta-da. If you want to give me a call, we're very busy today, but you can get through now. Jeremy's on line 2. Hello, Jeremy.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Right, I'm wanting to talk to you about this McDonald's thing.
Oh.
Right, I'm 22 stone. Right?
Are you a greedy guts?
Yes. Eat cream cakes, or anything you can imagine. But the thing is, I've got to work every day, just like everybody else, and I can do what I want.
Don't you realise you're killing yourself?
I feel fit enough.
No, but you know your heart can't take the strain of you being 22 stone for very long.
Well, I've been this weight for quite some years, and I ain't got no problem.
How old are you now?
38.
I bet you're dead by the time you're 50.
No. No, ain't
and I'm not being mean. I bet you're dead, and the statistics prove it. Because your heart... Hang on a second. You've had yours, say, let me have mine. The heart medically cannot take the strain of 22 stone for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you want to be slimmer?
My dad's 60.
Why don't you want to be slimmer?
My father's 60-year-old.
How fat's he?
Yeah, I think he's about 22 and a half, 23.
And how often does he go to the doctors?
They don't. You don't go to doctors.
Why are you coming on here defending the fact that you're a fatty when it is unhealthy? It is proven to be unhealthy.
What's that got to do with you?
Why don't you go to the gym and make yourself healthier? Because I need to teach people some sense and help you realise that it is not safe for you to be that weight because you're going to kill yourself. And I would rather you live longer.
Isn't it? That is up to me.
Yes, well, if you have such lack of respect for your own life, then that's your business. But the difficulty is, hang on, the difficulty is that I end up paying for people like you when you go in hospital.
Why do you end up paying for me? I go to work just like you do.
I have to pay for the NHS as well.
Yeah, and I do as well.
But if you weren't so fat, you wouldn't need to go to the hospital.
Talk about paying for NHS and all this. What about all drug addicts and everything else?
I think the same of them. It's exactly the same thing. I couldn't agree with you more.
You know, I can understand that side, but my weight's got nothing to do with you or anybody else.
My job is to come on here and give people like you an education and teach you some sense. It is not healthy for you to be that weight because you're going to kill yourself. And if you don't care, well, that's your business. But I shouldn't have to pay for you when you go into hospital.
I think there's more things that you ought to be complaining about paying for hospital than
Give me one then. Give me an example.
Drug addicts.
I was talking about them yesterday. Weren't you listening?
No.
Right. Well, get off then. Lee's on line 3. Hello, Lee.
Hey up, mate. How you going?
I'm all right.
About this fatty business.
How fat are you?
16'11".
Okay, how tall are you? 3 inches?
I'm 6 foot, mate.
Okay. So you're not massively obese, but what do you think?
One point I'm making is, I mean, I used to be, now that bloke has just been on, yeah, I used to be 22 stone myself. And I knew I had to lose weight, but I also found out I was diabetic as well. So I'm still battling my weight now with the diabetes, with all the drugs I take, and epilepsy and everything else I've got, and plus I've got bad legs, and I've already told you about that. So all I'm saying is, people could be big for different reasons. That bloke ain't he's greedy.
I accept that there are medical reasons why you could be medically obese, but the problem is it's just people just wanting to be greedy guts. It's not generally medical reasons that people are fatties.
Yeah, but you've got to look at everything, Alex. I mean, look at all crap what people have got in front of them now to eat. Your McDonald's, your Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's all basically crap, and people don't realise how much fat and shit's in that, is it?
Yeah, you need to watch your language, mate. You can't use that word on the air.
Sorry. You know what I'm saying, don't you?
I absolutely agree with you. And the thing is, it's so convenient.
Everybody.
It is very convenient
You know?
food, and that's the point of it. It's fast food, it's there, but it is very bad for you. And there's nothing wrong with having a McDonald's every now and again. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people who are proud to be obese and people ringing in here having a go at me for trying to teach them some sense.
Well, they shouldn't better go at you, mate. No.
I mean, I was an obese child, and I went on the Atkins diet to lose my weight, and I'm now going to the gym to try and lose more weight because I know it's unhealthy. I want to look better. Why wouldn't you have some pride about the way you look? I mean, I looked in the mirror this morning, and I've got man breasts. I've got man boobs, and I'm thinking this is disgraceful.
I mean, I'm in a different position, mate. I mean, I walk with the crutches, so I can't very well do much exercise.
But you see, again, it's a double whammy there, because if you weren't so heavy, you wouldn't be putting so much weight onto your knees, would you?
Yeah, but it's not to do with that, mate. It's the diabetes that's done that.
I understand that totally, and I'm not having to go at you for the medical reasons, of course, but what I'm saying is if you were less heavy, it would put less strain on your knees, so they would be less painful.
Yeah, but my legs do neuropathy, mate. That's different to... I know what you're saying.
Do you understand what I mean, though? In principle, it's obviously...
I do, yeah.
It's physics, isn't it? You know.
What I'm saying is, I'm partially through diabetes, and I've got neuropathy of both legs. I've lost the feelings in the lower legs, plus I walk with a lot of pain. So it's the diabetes that's done that.
Do you think the diabetes was brought on by your diet for the years before that?
Possibly. I'm the only one in my family. I've got two older sisters and one older brother, and I'm a brother who passed away, and I'm the only one who's diabetic. So possibly, yeah, it was when I was younger, when I was 20 or 21 stone, they did bring it on. Lee,
thank you very much for your insight. I really appreciate it.
See you, mate.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you. Bye-bye.